If you're over 50 and you can't lose weight no matter what you try, I'm going to show you something that might change everything. A few weeks ago, one of my clients, let's call her Mary, came to me feeling completely defeated. She said, Dr. Anna, I've tried everything. I did the low carb thing. I tried keto. I was counting all my calories. I was walking every day. Nothing works for me. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I just can't lose any weight. So I sat down with her and we went through everything. We looked at her meals, her routine, her sleep, her stress. And within 15 minutes, I found 3 hidden problems that were stopping her weight loss progress. She had no idea that these were even issues. But once we fixed them, she was finally able to lose some weight. She lost 14 pounds in the first 2 months. Now, today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what those 3 problems were and how we fixed each one by one. Because if you're doing all the right things, but you're still not losing weight, one of these 3 problems is probably happening to you too. If we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor and I've helped thousands of adults lose weight and keep it off using simple, sustainable approaches, both in my clinical work and here online. And what I'm about to show you is something I see as a pattern over and over again with folks. So let's start with hidden problem number 1. Now, you're probably eating healthy and clean, but your meals are not balanced. This is the first thing I asked Mary. I said, Mary, walk me through what you ate yesterday. Here's what she told me. So I started with breakfast. I had a banana, I had toast with this vegan butter spread, and I drank a black coffee. Then I had some lunch. I had a big salad with a light dressing. And then I had a snack in the afternoon. It was an apple and I think some light popcorn. And then dinner. I had pan-fried chicken with fat-free barbecue sauce. I steamed broccoli and I had some rice. And throughout the day, I also drink protein shakes. These are these pre-bottled ones from the store, and I forget the brand she told me. Now, if you're watching this thinking, well, all that sounds pretty healthy to me, Dr. Anna, you're right, it does. But here's the problem. None of her meals were actually balanced. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with her breakfast. What Mary was eating, a banana, great, piece of fruit, toast with vegan butter, and coffee. Well, most of that is just carbs with almost no protein at all. Now, the vegan butter, unfortunately, is an ultra-processed food that had a lot of added oils and agents in there that are not necessarily supporting our health. Her blood sugar would also probably spike after this and then crash an hour later, which is why she felt so hungry by the time she got to her lunch. Then her lunch, she would always have this big salad with a light dressing. Awesome. There's a lot of good fiber there. But there's, again, almost no protein and almost no fat. She was starving just 2 hours later, needing her to go reach for a snack. But then what was she having for her snack? Apple and light popcorn? Again, not really tragic, but really just carbs. No protein, no fat to keep her full. She'd be hungry again an hour later. So then by the time she got to dinner, her dinner choice, pan-fried chicken with fat-free barbecue sauce, steamed broccoli, and some rice. You see, this one is closer. There's more balance here than any of her other meals. She had the protein, she had the fiber from the vegetables, but the fat-free barbecue sauce, unfortunately, was loaded with added sugar, and it made up for the missing fat. That's what happens. They take the fat out of sauces, which takes out the flavor, so they have to add the flavor back in, and it happened to be with a lot of sugar and salt. And on top of it, she said her dinner was boring. She didn't even like it. It was bland, not satisfying, no healthy fats. Now, what about those protein shakes? Well, protein. She has finally gotten her source of protein for the day, so I was really happy about that. But these were these pre-bottled ones that, again, had tons of added sugar and artificial sweeteners or fake ingredients. Ultimately, it's still an ultra-processed food. It's not a real whole food, so it's not ideal. Here's what was happening. Mary was eating all these healthy foods all day long that she thought, okay, I'm trying to do weight loss, but her meals were not keeping her full, and she just felt like she was always struggling. What happens is that if we're not eating enough, we're still hungry and it spikes all of our hunger hormones. And then on top of it, if we're not eating nutrient-dense foods, we're not giving the body what it actually needs. So this helped Mary see very clearly why she was always constantly hungry, why she was always constantly thinking about food, why she felt like she was always fighting having cravings. Now, truthfully, she finally confessed that after several sessions together, some of the days she would cheat and eat a bunch of cheese or chocolate before bed because she was just so hungry. Now, this is not what I would call a discipline problem. I would say this is a consequence of a meal structure problem, and it's something a lot of people deal with. So here's how we fixed this. This is what we did. We started by using what I call the perfect meal formula to restructure all of her meals. Every single meal, I taught Mary, needs to have 4 key ingredients or components. It has to have enough protein, which is essential to keep us full, protect our muscle, stop hunger pangs. It has to have enough healthy fat from things like olives or olive oil, nuts or seeds, avocados. This is key for slowing down our digestion after we eat the meal and reduce our cravings and overall keep our blood sugar very steady. Then fiber from real foods. This is where Mary was actually doing pretty okay. She had a piece of fruit with breakfast often. She was having vegetables with lunch and dinner. This is key for our gut health, keeping our blood sugar steady and making us full. But then the fourth component of the perfect meal formula is something Mary basically didn't do at all, which is incorporate herbs and spices and natural flavorings, things like onion, garlic, lemon, peppers, etc. So we rebuilt her meals from this approach. So a new breakfast for Mary included things like Greek yogurt with some nuts, berries. She loved walnuts and she loved strawberries, some cinnamon. She would make that one for herself a lot. Sometimes she said she wasn't in the mood for sweet though, so we did a scrambled egg plus egg white combo with some easy to cook vegetables, things like spinach in the pan. And she would cook that in olive oil or avocado oil. Now, she had a breakfast that was jam-packed with protein, healthy fats, fiber, and delicious flavor. And she was staying full until lunch. She was no longer crashing in the middle of the morning. So her new lunch, we took that same concept of a salad because she enjoyed salads, and we added some kind of protein that is really potent. So grilled chicken, chickpeas, olive oil, feta cheese. Now it really became a complete meal, and she wasn't really crashing at 2 p.m. anymore. So if she did need to have a snack, which she told me she was actually able to skip a lot of the days, her new snack was taking an apple and instead of just putting it with popcorn, adding some almond butter or peanut butter or mozzarella cheese. Now we had a combination of the carbs with the fiber plus a source of fat and protein to really balance that out. Then her dinner. This was where we needed to make the least number of tweaks. We still took chicken. She enjoyed eating chicken, but instead of pan frying it in a bunch of oil, she would just add a very small amount of oil and do more of a saute pattern. And she would still pair it with broccoli. But we would add olive oil, garlic, lemon. Sometimes she would make a little bit of a whipped dressing. Now her dish was super flavorful, filling, and satisfying, and including all the ingredients of the perfect meal formula. Within 1 week, Mary told me, I am not hungry all day long anymore. The food noise is gone, and I actually like eating this way. That is what balanced meals could do for us. It's super powerful. So real quick, if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I really need help building meals like this, I wouldn't even know where to start. Do not worry. I teach this entire approach in my free Mediterranean weight loss webinar. It gives you step-by-step guidance, and it's absolutely free to you. Inside, I walk through how to build these balanced meals. You'll learn what to buy at the grocery store, how to lose weight without feeling deprived all the time, how to make this work in your real life without any fancy tracking apps. You don't need any supplements. There's nothing crazy about it. You can register for that free webinar by clicking the link below this video in the description. Or if you're watching this on a TV, there's a QR code up here. You can grab your phone and open up the camera and scan it. Now, let me show you the second hidden problem we discovered with Mary. This was not eating enough overall. So the second thing I noticed with Mary was this. It kind of seemed like she was barely eating. She was tracking calories and she was trying to be really tight. But when I asked her to track her food for a few days, this is what I saw. To be honest, she was eating maybe 1,100 to 1,200 calories a day, sometimes even less. And she had been doing this for months. Now, here's what most people think. If I just eat less, I'll lose more weight. That is not really how the body works, especially after 50 and after menopause for a lot of women. Here's what actually happens. When you eat too little for too long, your body thinks we're in danger, food is scarce, so it does exactly what it's designed to do. It'll slow down your metabolism to save you energy, which means it's also going to increase your hunger hormones to try to make you eat more. It'll lower your energy so you move less and you're not going to do things that are essential for keeping weight off long term, like exercise, especially muscle activating exercise like resistance training. Overall, it's going to ask your body to hold on to fat as protection. So, this is not a character flaw. This is human biology. This is why people who eat very little often can't lose weight, or really, they can't keep the weight they lost off. It gets regained back because they'll hit a plateau and then they'll want to quit the approach that they're doing and it just all unravels. Their body ends up fighting them. So, Mary was exhausted. She felt cold all the time. She told me she had no energy and her weight just wasn't budging. Not because she wasn't trying hard, she was working super hard, but because her body was in this survival mode. And on top of it, she told me that she really didn't have energy to exercise at all. Didn't really surprise me. But the thing is, exercise, as she told me, was never her thing. She just felt too tired to think about even starting. So then the fix for the second problem, this is what we did. We slowly brought her calorie numbers back up. Not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly over a few weeks, I actually had her eating a little bit more. And we focused on those added calories specifically coming from a little bit more protein to every meal, a little bit more of healthy sources of fat, making sure that she was eating 3 solid meals a day to keep her steady, and scheduling the snacks that were very rich in all the components of the perfect meal formula. I really did not want Mary skipping meals because that was not working for her. Here's what actually happened. She got that energy back. Her cravings were calming down. She told me her body temperature kind of felt like it was getting back to normal, which is sort of amazing. And she was enjoying this, so her mood was improved. And then after 2 weeks of eating more of the correct things, she finally saw the scale budge. Why? Because her body finally felt safe enough to let go of the fat that it was holding on to. This is what I mean when I say that weight loss after 50 is not just about eating less. It is about eating in a way that supports your body. Now, it's tricky because you're going to hear from a lot of different people that all you need to do is slash your calories. But I guarantee you, if you're watching this video right now, you've already tried that. And here you are, and you're stuck. So let's now talk about hidden problem number 3 that Mary was dealing with. And this is something that's a little bit outside of the food realm, but it matters so much. The stress Mary was feeling was totally blocking her weight loss progress. So this third problem that I found in Mary was something she never even brought up at first, and I just kind of could tell by the way she was talking about things. She was really stressed out, not just a little bit, but deeply, constantly stressed and worried. She was taking care of her aging parents. She was still working full time. She was barely sleeping. Some nights was 4 or 5 hours. She was constantly worried about things like her health, her family, and money. And here's what she didn't realize. The stress doesn't just feel bad. It actually can directly block our body's ability to lose weight. And this is how. When we're stressed, our body releases specific hormones. One of the ones that most people have heard of is called cortisol. Cortisol sends a signal to our body that says, hey, hold on to fat, especially around the belly area. It will also increase our cravings, specifically for things like sugar and comfort foods. That allows our body to store quick energy instead of burning it. This is why people say, I'm doing everything right, but my belly fat won't budge. Well, perhaps it's not just the food. It could also be the stress. And there's a reason that the body has this mechanism built in. We're not going to get into all the nuances, but what you need to understand is when our body is stressed, our body is primed for us to acquire a bunch of energy so we can go deal with the danger. This is like a natural biological response built into our body. But the problem is the typical types of stress we feel in the modern world, this chronic stress, the worrying, there's no danger. It's just stress. And so the problem is we don't end up sprinting and running and doing the things that are supposed to get us out of danger. You see how this is kind of backwards in this modern era. So after 50, the effect is really strong. It's what you have to understand. Your body is more sensitive to stress and it can take longer for you to recover. And ultimately, your sleep matters even more. And if you're under constant stress and you're trying to lose weight, you will be feeling like you're fighting an uphill battle. So here was the fix that Mary and I did for this problem. What we did was we did not just focus on the food. We actually started talking about her whole life, and we worked on her getting better quality sleep. She had to start setting a bedtime for herself and creating a little bit of an evening routine. We limited screens before bed, We had her bedroom cooler and darker, and these are all things that help support a better quality sleep. Plus, I had Mary start to do the minimum she could manage when it came to movement, getting something in every single day. She was not ready for big, intense workouts at the beginning, so we just did some 20-minute walks after dinner, things that were gentle, consistent, stress reducing. I also had Mary start to say no. We looked at her calendar. We found things that she could drop or hand off to somebody else, different responsibilities. So she started protecting her time and her energy more. Plus, we talked about connection. Now, she had been dealing with a lot of family stress. So, what we had her do is she started calling a friend once a week just to take a break. She also joined a local book club. Ultimately, she stopped staying home all the time. And this is what happened. Her sleep started to finally improve. She was feeling more refreshed. She told me her mood was better. Her cravings went away. She could start to notice her weight dropping. And she was having other benefits that she didn't even expect, like a pain that she had in her left knee for so long was suddenly getting better. Not because she suddenly had all this perfect discipline and we even tried to do everything specifically, but her body was finally feeling safe, supported, and balanced. And this is what I see over and over again. And if you're curious to learn more about how you can apply this to your own life, do not forget, I teach this whole approach inside my free Mediterranean weight loss webinar. You'll learn not just about food, but about supporting your whole body so weight loss becomes very automatic instead of something you have to force. And again, if you want the whole process, do not forget to register for the free webinar with the link in the description below the video or the QR code over here on screen. Now, let's just recap for a second because we've gone over a lot so far in this video. Mary and I fixed 3 hidden problems that she was dealing with. Problem number 1, she was experiencing very imbalanced meals, and we rebuilt them all with the perfect meal formula. Problem number 2, she actually wasn't eating enough overall. We actually brought her calories back up gradually with the correct types of calories. And then problem number 3, we addressed her chronic constant stress, which ultimately allowed her to improve her sleep, get a little bit more movement, and set boundaries in her life. And what Mary experienced was amazing. She lost 9 pounds just in the first month. And then at 3 months in, she lost 22 pounds. But more importantly, she told me that she felt better than ever. The food noise in her head was quiet. Her left knee was improved. She stopped thinking about every bite. She was not as worried anymore about things because she started to get the hang of it and she trusted the system. She told me, Dr. Anna, I really didn't think this was possible for me anymore. I actually thought my body was done with me, but it wasn't done. It just needed a little bit of a boost and a reframe for how to make it all work again. That is what I want you to hear today. So if you're struggling with losing weight after 50, your body is not done with you either. Possibly you're just missing 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of these pieces. So here's what I want you to do right now. If this video has helped you see what might be holding you back, I want you to send it to 3 people who you know are struggling with their weight. This could be your neighbor, your colleague, your brother or sister. You may be the reason they finally figure this out. And if you want my full Mediterranean weight loss system that I teach step by step, do not forget to register for my free webinar. Again, there's a link in the description below this video or the QR code is right here on screen that you can scan. So after you've done that, you're ready for my next video up here where you're going to learn tons of more approaches for how you can apply easy weight loss tactics like these 3 that we went through in this video so you can start losing weight and make it automatic for yourself. Jump into that video. I'll see you over there.